Hey folks, Christian Prepper here with you this morning. Kind of had a day off of work, rainy day, sitting here doing some Bible study, and I came across something that I actually discovered several months ago. We had done a section on prophecy, and I meant to make a video about this and just kind of slipped my mind. But something very interesting I'd like for you to look up, or you can Google. Vultures or buzzards. We call them buzzards where I'm from. Some people call them vultures, some people call them falcons. But any of that stuff, search that in Israel. Vultures in Israel. Here, I don't know, maybe a decade or so ago, vultures just about became extinct in Israel. There just wasn't any. And the Israeli government got on board with trying to get them repopulated. And they built sanctuaries for these buzzards. And started trying to build nest grounds. And the Israeli Air Force will not even fly over these sanctuaries. I mean, you know how aggressive Israel's army is. Well, the Israeli army won't even, the Air Force won't even fly over these sanctuaries. And what has happened in the last few years is these vultures has just started exploding in population. These vultures would normally lay one egg and then set on that one egg and hatch that one egg, and their survival rate was very low. Reproduction was very low. These same buzzards now are laying multiple eggs, and they're hatching multiple eggs, and their success rate or survival rate is, like I say, they're exploding. And the population of buzzards in Israel has exploded over the last few years. And it's just amazing to see the chart. If you really get to studying, like I said, if you Google buzzards in Israel, you'll see what I'm talking about. And that's kind of amazing. You might say, well, what does that have to do with anything that's happening today? Well, I'm a firm believer in the Bible. I'm a firm believer that when God says something in the Bible, that it's going to come to pass. I'm also a firm believer that I believe we're living in the last days right now. And I believe God is preparing that part of the world for what's fixing to take place. And if you don't read the Bible that much, you might be totally oblivious of what I'm talking about. But I'm going to show you here, if I can cancel out of this and go back to my Bible here on my computer, reading from Revelation chapter 19, starting in verse 17. This is right after the Lord comes back, second advent. Verse 17 says, "And I saw an angel standing in the sun, and he cried with a loud voice, saying to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven, Come to gather yourselves together into the supper of the great God, that ye may eat the flesh of kings, and the flesh of captains, and the flesh of mighty men, and the flesh of horses, and of them that sit on them, and the flesh of all men, both free and bond, both small and great. And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth, and all their armies, to gather together to make war against him that sat on the horse, and against his army. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that worshipped his image. These both were cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone. And the remnant were slain with the sword of them that sat upon the horse, which sword proceeded out of his mouth, and all the fowls were filled with their flesh." Folks, this is talking about Armageddon. You see all the tension right now binding up around Israel. You know, back in 1948, when that piece of dirt was given to the Jews, it was nothing but just a piece of desolate desert. There was nothing there. That piece of land has blossomed over the last 60 years. And now literally just about every nation on earth is trying to get a piece of it. And all this stuff that's going on with Iran and Iraq and all this stuff that's going on over there in the Middle East, I'm telling you, the Lord's preparing that part of the world for what's coming. That's where Armageddon's going to be. And according to the Bible, if you read in Revelation, it says that the blood and the flesh will be up to a horse's bridle. right there in that valley of Jehoshaphat where this battle is supposed to take place at, according to the Bible. In Zechariah, I believe it says that. But it's just amazing to me to read Scripture and see where God's going to call His cleanup crew. He's going to call the buzzards, the fowls from the air, to clean all this carnage up after this great battle. And then look in your newspaper or look in your news reports and see where the buzzard population in Israel is just exploding. And then look and see where all the armies around the world are gathering around that part of the world. You know, the United States, I think, has just pulled their third aircraft carrier over to that part of the world. You know, Iran is threatening back and forth, and now Russia's gotten into it, and China, and all these threats are being made right there around this part. And I'm telling you, it's going to come to pass. I don't know when, but we're definitely living in the end times. And you know, the further I go into it, the more I see. It's just, you read the Bible, it's like reading the morning newspaper. Well, anyway, guys, just wanted to share that with you. I'll probably be doing some more Bible type studies over the next few weeks. I've been doing a lot of study in prophecy, and as I come across interesting little tidbits, I might put them up and see what you guys think about it. Talk to you later.